I get more ass than a toilet seat.
So I guess you guys kind of liked the video where I wasn't really talking around a topic, but just thinking out loud. YouTube is a funny place, man. Every single time I feel like I put more effort into videos, they've not only done worse, but I think that they are worse in all honesty. I don't know if that says more about me or YouTube, but it's definitely pretty ironic, because I remember when I invented this fucking character. This one right here. This guy. Now this like little image right here was fire for a lot of the intros in the beginning.
In the city, riots were happening non-stop.
Yeah, it's just been completely insane out here, okay? I'm sorry,
But in some videos, I used this dude so much that it actually ended up making the video much worse. And the irony behind it is, the more often I used this dude, the more time it would actually take for me to make the video and edit the video. Like, towards the end, some of the videos were getting ridiculous. And I've said this in the past, but dude, it's really hard to wrap my head around how I was daily uploading like 14-minute videos every single day. I mean, I know the answer is partly drugs, right? Like, I look at my old tweets when I used to tweet out like what I actually did, or, you know, what the video looked like in Vegas. And bro, how was I doing this on a daily basis? Holy shit, man. I mean, just like off the Gabby Hanna video. Dude, I listened to her entire podcast where she's just ranting for like 2 hours straight. First watch, I found it funny, but 75% into like editing it, bro, I have a fucking headache. Extra funny too, because I think everyone on YouTube just has an editor now. Actually, I don't think yet. Pretty much everyone on YouTube has an editor now. It's just really obvious too. I mean, I guess YouTube was always going to make that transition over, but feels a little bit off for me, but that's mainly because I haven't really been around this community. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Really, if you just had to chalk it up, right now everyone's trying to put themselves in a good position before and like obviously while big money is transitioning over, the television money and whatnot. That's why everyone's toning down their content, which makes a lot of sense. It gives me mixed feelings too. If you really think about the amount of people that watch like YouTube and YouTubers, it's really nutty when you take into account like Fox and CNN. Bro, they're only pulling in like 200, 300k viewers actively on some of their biggest like broadcasts, and they obviously rake in a lot of cash, and I mean a lot of cash. They have teams and different sets and different programs, and the list goes on and on. But at the same time, a random YouTuber isn't raking in as much cash as like Fox or CNN. So it kind of leaves you in this weird middle ground where it's kind of hard to form like a concrete opinion about it. Really reminds me of like Twitter, or Twitter the company. Twitter has an absurd amount of users, right? There's fucking government officials that are on Twitter. But at the same time, Twitter really doesn't have that many ways of monetizing its platform. But the fact that there's that many people on Twitter gives Twitter value in itself, right? If you don't believe me, look at the market cap for Twitter. Obviously, just having a bunch of people there gives it value. I mean, that's the entire point of advertising, right? The question that, you know, just, it's obviously really complicated. You're never going to get to an answer, is how much value. I mean, some companies will straight up spend like 40% of their profit just on advertising because it's the exact opposite. They don't have that many customers, but all their customers are spending quite a bit. And it makes me wonder what the future of YouTube is going to be. Obviously, most YouTubers, even if they really haven't like formed an opinion about it, is definitely on board for something like radio, right? Like radio when it became bigger in like, I don't know the exact year, but that was more of a sponsorship thing. And if you were someone that had a radio station, that would be a great time period. More money would flow in, and it would be like a overall good like place to be. But another example that you could use is obviously TV. In short, big fish eat the little fish. And I don't mean that in like some like weird fear-mongering mindset. I mean like, this is usually how business works. There's a reason why Facebook owns like Instagram and most of the internet and stuff like that, because usually these corporations will buy smaller corporations, and you know, and that's how they expand. And a lot of the times it's not even that bad. Sometimes when companies buy out smaller companies, in a way, a lot of these companies didn't have that much money to work with. But now that the ownership is technically of this massive giant, who's owned by, I mean, thousands and thousands, everyone that owns fucking stock in this company. Obviously the big decisions are going to be made by like the board and whatnot, but in short though, there's going to be a lot of big money that can fund new ideas. But obviously a lot of YouTubers are kind of hoping that it's more so in the direction of like radio than TV. And I would say that like most of them are like betting on it working out like TV. I mean, there's a few YouTubers that actually think it's gonna go the other way. Easy example of this is, dude, even Keemstar wants to sell Drumlord at one point. It sounds like a crazy stretch, right? But I really don't think it's that crazy, especially if he's planning on doing it in a few years. Even though I think that the YouTube thing is definitely plausible, I don't think that even if he wanted to, I don't think he would really be able to sell his Twitter for much, or I don't think that it would really work like that. So which direction is YouTube gonna go? Probably a little bit of both. That's usually the case, but who knows what it's actually gonna look like. I mean, for all we know, it's already happened. Right, CNN is already streaming on YouTube, so is Fox. And there's already been times where people have bought or sold YouTube channels. If we had to be honest, a lot of the times the future is less exciting than people make it out to be. Anyways, though, it's been 6-7 minutes. I think I'm gonna get some lunch. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda enjoying making these unfiltered videos. I think I might make one every other week or something like that. Appreciate all the support on my recent videos. And yeah, good luck everyone. Peace.
Saying, oh, Leafy, come back. I would love to see Leafy come back and try to exist in the landscape today.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Play that back.
You know, I would love... People saying, oh, Leafy, come back. I would love to see Leafy. I would love to see Leafy. I would love to see Leafy.
Oh my god. This is bigger than I